Hey, what's up, people? It is Courtney-Jai. Welcome back to the channel. It's very nice to have you here. Now, as you will all know, I am the bisexual who is in Heartstopper, and I am wearing my Sebastian Croft t-shirt right now. He designed this. It's very awesome. Queer was always here, and it's got two little dinosaurs on kissing because, baby, queer was always here. Now, today I'm going to be talking about why I think that Heartstopper may be the definitive, the very best representation of bisexuality to ever be put on the screen.
What can I do?
So, over the last year, I've been asking you guys to send me your ideas for shows that I should watch and react to, and I have watched quite a few so far. I have watched things like Young Royals, Skam, oh god, that would be Love Victor. Ooh, steamy.
Very natural.
And Druck, which is a really great reimagining of the series Skam, but they do their own aspects. And it's set in Belgium, which I think is also really great because seeing all these different cultural references means a lot more people can connect to all these individual shows. I think what I like about this series as well is that they look like real people. Now, these shows have really great queer characters, and we see a lot of great development from start to finish of them going through their struggles, trying to understand who they are, and then finally coming out and accepting who they are as people, and usually ending up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, depending on what character is in the show. And I feel like that is really, really great. But for me, subconsciously, I've always felt when I've come to watching any of these queer shows, the reason why I haven't watched them is because they wouldn't really relate to me. Being bisexual, it's often difficult to see on screen negative stereotypes. Case in point of this is in the show Skam. Now, I love this show, it is fantastic. I'm looking forward to watching it again. But we get introduced to the character Evan. And Evan is really cool, he's really sexy, he's really suave, he's really likeable. And he falls for Isaac, and that's all great, that story is brilliant. Until you find out that Evan has a girlfriend. And then Evan cheats on that girlfriend to be with Isaac. And I know the whole story is them finally being with each other, and obviously we always have that aspect that we think they're going to be together forever. So it's all okay because it's all for love. But the problem is, it starts his story with such a negative aspect, people will view that as bisexuality. They'll feel like we are promiscuous and that we can't be trusted, and that's usually the first two things that people put forward to me when I say I'm bisexual. It is hot in here. I'm gonna take off this jacket because I am very warm. Anyway, jacket's going over there. Let's continue with the video. Now, this is where Heartstopper comes in and pretty much changes all those aspects, because rather than starting with a negative stereotype or forcing a character to already have a girlfriend or be in some sort of relationship to basically have proof of his bisexuality-ness, he is just a single guy who likes another guy. We're introduced to this by the character Nick Nelson, and Nick Nelson basically says in the past he's had feelings for girls, but he's slowly falling for the character Charlie. And I think this is the best way to depict a bisexual storyline because it doesn't have any negatives to it. It's just a character in love. The only negative is people saying, well, how do you know he's really bisexual? And we know because he says, and that basically stamps in that this character is bisexual and there's no longer needing to have proof to prove that they are bisexual. Do you get what I'm saying here? People don't have to prove that they're bisexual, they can just say what they are. Nobody ever asks what makes you gay or what makes you transgender, you just know and you accept that fact about them because they're already saying what they are. Now, I will admit that I love this show and I think it's perfect, but I do have some bias towards it. For one aspect, I'm in the show. I get to help Nick Nelson come out as bisexual, and this was such a cathartic experience for me because I get to be what I never got to have. Now, knowing that there are a bunch of people who are going to be 14, 15, and they're starting to realise that maybe they're not as straight as they thought they were, and they get to watch this and they understand that bisexuality is okay, and there's actually a positive role model in a character of Nick Nelson, makes me so happy because if I had that when I was that age, maybe it wouldn't have taken 5 years for me to realise that I was okay being bisexual. There's also subtle and small nuances of British culture in there, which I really appreciate. All these other shows are set in Sweden, America, Norway, and they're really great, but they're not my own experiences. They're not me going to college or me going to school, where Heartstopper is. You have everything from the school uniforms to the green picket fences, which are scary as hell, man. I've seen someone fall on one of them. Do not do that. Would not recommend it. and the little shorts when you have in PE. All this stuff just brought back a whole load of nostalgia for me, going through the experience of understanding what my sexuality was for the first time. I also like how this show is set for a younger audience, but also relates to an older audience. There's such an innocence to this show, but it's so intimate at the exact same time, means that anybody can appreciate it. And it also changes how people view sexuality. You can just be a kid being a kid and falling in love and having hugs and kisses and just appreciating the time that you have around the person that you like. All these aspects adding up, and Nick Nelson saying that he's bisexual without having any hesitation to his mum, his family, his friends, is such an amazing experience for not only me, but for a lot of bisexuals who've always felt like they were villainized within the LGBTQ+, is truly a euphoric experience. I think that's why this is bisexual perfection, because it's a story which is so sweet and so nice that anybody can appreciate it without having to say anything negative about it. Anyway guys, that was my opinion on Heartstopper. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I will argue with you though, because I don't think I'm wrong on this, so you know, prepare for that. If you do agree with me, give this video a thumbs up. If you like this video, give it a share. If any of you guys want to get hold of me on my social media, it'll be on the screen right now. I also want to give a massive shout out to my Patreons, because they make this channel what it is. It allows me to make as many videos as I like, and those guys are so supportive. I love every single one of them. They are on the screen right now. Let's give them a round of applause, because they're amazing. You guys are just brilliant. Love every single one of you. Now I'm going to say love, peace, and chickens. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.